After you free the 4 flames and collect all of the hidden eggs, the beginning of Animal Well's post-game awaits, along with genuinely some of the coolest secrets and puzzles I've ever experienced in a video game. There will be extreme spoilers in this video for Layer 3. These secrets are insanely cool, and most of them aren't that difficult to find and solve on your own with enough attention to detail and patience that I would seriously consider first giving it an honest attempt before watching any of this guide. However, I'll be breaking this into time-stamped chapters in order to try to only help you with those things that you need help with. Anyway, spoilers beginning in 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's go on a bunny hunt and see just how far this rabbit hole goes. It goes far. And oh my god, the reveal. A mere moments into the game, you catch a glimpse of your first secret bunny. For me personally, the entire way through this game, I thought that that was maybe the only one. So it really blew my mind when I discovered that there were more of these. Anyway, this first one can be found beyond the far right side of the Crane's Lake. It's very easy to spot where you have to go because on the map you'll have this large black box. So all you gotta do is just bubble up to the top of the wall right over here. Just watch your step. You got a little bit of a course to get through over here. There's no floor at all, and the walls are lined with spikes. So this little obstacle course is basically teaching you to improve your bubbling skills. Anyway, successfully negotiate that, and in the very next room, you find your first secret rabbit. Now, I put this one first just because it has special meaning for me as the first one, but it doesn't technically come first in the official order. And the official order is actually quite important for the end of this entire quest line, as you will see later on. And now we go directly to the only thing in the entire game that does require more than one person to solve. The bunny mural. I already made a little bit of a video on this, asking for help right as it was solved. Anyway, if you come here with the remote control, once again, you make an explosive discovery. That discovery being the control panel that allows you to actually draw whatever you would like up there. Pre-release, I already had 111 hours in Animal Well. And a good number of them were spent on this. Anyway, if you use the top to dig down on the right-hand side of the control panel, you'll find a little passageway with one piece of the puzzle. One piece out of 50 unique pieces. That's right. Solving this took at least 50 people working together. Tech Raptors spearheaded the attempts to solve this thing from the very beginning. And with an amazing community and a lot of community involvement, it was successfully solved. This image right here shows every single one of the unique pieces. So if you would like to try to solve it yourself from here, please stop the video now and do so, because I'm about to show you exactly what the finished mural looks like. Anyway, I solved this for the first time live on stream, and I actually made a mistake with 1 pixel, but this time we're not making any mistake. We're just finishing this one final flower and placing one last pixel. There we go. The door opens on the right, and we have a nice new piece of artwork decorating the well. And in here, we have probably the coolest looking of all the bunnies, rabbits, bunny number 1, rescued from the well. Alright, so I am about to spoil an ability that you have from the very beginning of the game that the game does not tell you about. But this ability is required in order to figure out how to solve this next one. Anyway, there's your warning. Did you know that you had the ability to manipulate things in the environment using your mouse or your PS5 touchpad or your Switch touchscreen? Yes, you may have noticed it without actually noticing it. Also, real quick, if you put the game into a window on PC and shake that window around, you also manipulate the physics of the environment like that. What? Here's a little hint. So close to the beginning of the jungle, right here on the map, once you have this door open, the vines growing from the ceiling in the room inside can be moved to reveal directional inputs. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna go into the next room right now and then play those notes on the flute. And you suddenly teleport to a small chamber with the next bunny. And if you press this button, it actually reveals that you are directly above the room below, the one containing the future egg. Nice. These numbered stone symbol markers, what do they mean? Well, they are scattered all across the center of the world. You won't find any too high on the map, and you won't find any too low on the map. That's one hint. This one is very surprising, as are a lot of the secrets in this game, very outside the box. Are you ready for this reveal? Have you wondered why exactly you have a pencil in this game? The other upgrades are really cool, but then getting 16 eggs just gives you a pencil? Yeah, it's useful to write on the map. You can use it to draw all the teleport codes on your map as well. It must be for something else, right? It can't just be for that. We have the stamps to mark the map. Why a pencil? Oh, yeah. You connect the dots, of course. In a game filled with so many other children's toys, why not connect the dots? Anyway, the code is 67234353. Right as the last note escapes your flute, you are teleported to another secret little nook. A tunnel leading to the next secret bunny. This was actually the first hidden one I ever found. When exploring the world with the UV lamp, you might notice some strange glowy particles in certain spots. These can appear in some other rooms, but in my experience, you will most commonly find them in the large central room with the statues. And what does this signify? Oh my god, it's a bunny. Of course it's a bunny. An invisible bunny that only appears under UV light. Nice. Honestly, I have no real guide to acquiring this one. The way that I personally did it was I just wandered around the main room, exiting and then re-entering again, and then eventually, when I let my guard down and didn't think I was gonna find it, there it is. Just chase that thing down, make sure you grab it before it disappears. Doesn't this fish look weird? Oh, they're notes. This fish mural was hiding a secret all this time. And those directions are left, left, diagonally down right, right, diagonally upright, left, left, diagonally upright. Or 5, 5, 2, 1, 8, 5, 5, 8. After playing that song, a trapdoor opens on the far right side of this room, and inside, the next secret bunny, hiding right down here in the damp darkness. Towards the end of the endgame area, right here on the map, you could jump through this wall to reveal the skull room, and this curious structure right here. Naturally, each of these faces corresponds to a different note or number. Just keep that in mind. All the way back in the tutorial area, that very first ghost you encounter, take a good look at it. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yes. For this one, the easiest way to get it is to just start diagonally up left, and then just play notes in a circle. Just make sure you stay close to the room transition so you could just jump out real quick to reset the ghost, if it gets too close. What is with all of these crows? Well, the room that has 8 of them in a square formation actually hides an interesting secret. The trick with this room is that as soon as you walk in, the crows start cawing in a certain order. As far as I'm aware, this is randomized. So you just have to walk into this room and just keep mimicking them for a little while until eventually the top left corner of the room will open up, revealing a bunny, which will probably jump down to you, but if not, you're gonna have to bubble up there to get it. Make sure you collect it. This room, located in the extreme far right corner of the world, contains a couple of very interesting images. The one on the left is actually a 100-year-old optical illusion of a duck and bunny. And then, of course, the one on the right is a series of faces. And as we know from earlier, these faces correspond to numbers and therefore input directions with the flute. Those directions being up, down, left, right. But where do we have to go in order to find a duck bunny? Oh. Of course it is. Sure enough, you play the song and that duck turns into a bunny. Congratulations. If you idle for long enough, then you'll fall asleep. Fall asleep for long enough, and you'll dream. The first time this happened, I was like, oh, that's cool, we're dreaming. And I thought maybe it could have been a lore thing, and that we actually play as a very chubby, round baby bunny. That was just my first theory. But then after I started finding secret bunnies, I thought, oh no. And while I was sitting here beneath these crows, I was thinking, there's no way. This would be so amazingly cool if this were true. I really, really hope that this is true. I really hope. It would be so cool. And then, sure enough, that bunny that you dream of is a bunny that you can catch in this hunt. And from this moment on, sold. This game is like the games that I dreamt of when I was a little kid. All of these dreams coalescing into one game, and it's amazing. Anyway, that's my story. Let's go on to the next bunny. This mural, located in the tutorial area right after you get firecrackers for the first time. Look, it's got a bunny on it, next to what looks like lily pads or buds. You want to know what else has buds on it? Oh yes. Each save slot has a different bud. The first one having small nubs, the second one having 2 nubs pointing horizontally, and the third slot having 2 nubs pointed upwards, just like the mural shows. If you have all 3 save slots filled, then you're not going to be able to solve this one organically on your own unless you delete saves. But if you have at least 1 empty slot, then you can do some copy and erasing in order to be able to solve this one on your own. As a hint, pay very close attention as soon as a new game starts. Yep. As soon as a new game begins and you are hatched, each bud plays a different song. So, using the hint from the mural as a guide, closed horizontal, closed vertical, that gives us and you are whisked away once again to another hidden alcove, wherein roams Buds Bunny. One of life's great mysteries is, how do I get in there? Well, this is probably the most physically daunting of all the bunnies. It can be so challenging that some people might not even be able to do this. If you're not good at platforming, if you play this game mainly for the puzzles, then this one will probably be the most difficult one for you. Basically, what we have to do, starting from up there, you must stand up there where you want to end up afterwards, and then, using bubbles, maybe discs as well, parkour multiple screens away without touching the ground. Yes. And while this game's puzzles, and especially the bunnies, have a huge amount of variety to them, this one still seems like maybe this might not be the correct method to solving this. But then again, there's so much variety in this game that it could very well be this method. Although a good friend of mine, Argenvane, did point out this circular symbol beneath this gate does resemble a teleport point. If you notice where you teleport to the hub or to the top of the world, there's always like an orb, a circular design as the end point, as the teleport point. So there might be a teleport code that actually teleports you right up here. Anyway, once you get to this room, there's actually an IR receiver in here where you can use the remote to now switch those doors, allowing us to walk in after we teleport into there. How do we teleport into there? I was just talking about a teleport code. We don't have a teleport code. Basically, with this one, we're abusing one of the game mechanics. The game saves your position on the last piece of solid ground you were standing on. So if you don't touch any solid ground after that, and then go and do what you need to do, and then, for example, jump into water, you will be teleported back to the last piece of solid ground you were standing on, i.e. in here, bypassing the gate. And then, following this short pathway, leads us to a button that opens the wall down there, revealing the next bunny. Just make sure you distract all these puppies, and then free the bunny. There's also an alternate method of doing this by using the disc and heading to the right, and I will link a video down below from the person who discovered this, and just use whichever method you think feels easier for you. Remember these symbols. If you get tired of secret hunting and you decide to just chill out and watch some TV, uh-oh. You notice that there's something else on there besides your favorite FURYFORGED videos. You know what to do. Unsubscribe. Just kidding. Don't do that. Instead, take note of all of these faces and what numbers they correspond to. And then, lounging on your couch, play those notes corresponding to the faces in the order that you saw them on TV.
It's okay. You saw it on the television.
And then out from that TV, just like Samara, pops the next bunny. And now we have what has already become one of my favorite video game secrets of all time. First you find the flute, which itself is amazing, and then you realize, okay, each note corresponds to a number 1 through 8, but there's more. Looking at it with the UV lamp reveals a green bar above 1, through the middle of 2, and at the bottom of 4. The plot thickens. And then, running over to the main egg chamber, once you acquire all 64 eggs and your collection is complete, looking at them under the UV lamp reveals an entire secret code. You can either count these up manually or look at them as if they're binary. For example, the top left egg has a middle line and a bottom line, so that would be 2 and 4. I added them up to 6. And then you play the note corresponding to that number. In this case, 6 is diagonally up left. However, I wasn't able to immediately solve it because at first I was skipping all the blank eggs, but instead those blank eggs represent 8, which is diagonally upright. But it hides yet another cheeky little trick, the upside down egg. Yeah. You actually have to flip that around. So instead of an upper line and a middle line, you have a middle line and a bottom line, which is another 6. Anyway, altogether, these are the notes you need to play. There are a lot of them, so take your time. Besides, the song is hauntingly beautiful. As you play that last note, the wall in the upper right of the room opens, revealing yet again another passageway. However, this one does not lead to a bunny. It leads to something far more interesting. Wait a minute. Office key? What? Yes, it does. Welcome to your office, containing a computer that you can interact with. I wonder what that's doing right now. And then, in the far corner, BDTP, struct, nibble, crumb, index, directory 0, directory 1? Question mark? Sure enough, there's even more information under UV light. However, late that night when I solved this, I decided to go into the other room, where my printer was. Yes, it actually prints instructions for you to make your own origami bunny containing a puzzle. And yes, that was me in a full-body green screen suit. Anyway, after you construct your origami bunny and solve the puzzle and play those notes on the flute, you unlock the origami figure as well as an origami bunny jumping out of the computer screen. But wait, I don't have a printer. That's all right. If you're on console or you just don't have a printer, you can solve that puzzle right here, which is right here on the map, by the way. See, I'm taking care of you. You might be able to even do this straight from my video, but that grass, you can scan that grass as a barcode. And then that barcode gives you the same notes that you got from the origami. Playing that song here opens the floor beneath you, revealing the chamber with a chest in it with the Mama Cha figurine. So you're going to want to do this anyway, even if you did already get the bunny from the origami. And then this is where the bunny will be if you didn't already get it in the office. And then here's a URL, which I'll link down below as well, where you can get the instructions. You can either print them up. It might not be good quality though from this, or you could just follow the directions directly from this Google Doc with your own piece of paper. But yeah, that whole process, reading the code on the eggs, unlocking the office, I made that origami bunny at like 3 a.m. one night. Just like, I'm sitting here just like folding paper, like trying to follow the directions, like, oh my God, what the hell? Anyway. Let's go to the next one. After that one, this one is very simple. We're starting up here in Dogtown at the M-Disc Shrine because we need to activate that. Teleport back to the hub. We need the cog, the ghost dog, the cat dog to follow us. Jump into the jungle teleporter, fall down, run one screen to the left, fall down again. You're gonna have to get through this little puzzle real fast. And then up there at the top right, doesn't that look like a dog statue, but it's like wearing a bunny costume with ears and a tail? Yeah. Just wait here. And then as soon as the cat dog touches it, it turns into a bunny. Just make sure you collect it real fast and then get out of there. Teleport back to the hub, jump into the dog teleporter, and then you're gonna have to go through the whole process of returning the mock disc. Or I guess you could just die at this point if you're okay with that. But if not, you gotta go all the way back to the M-Disc Shrine. And that's that. There is actually only one more bunny left. And this is a fun one. All right, so in this room in the top left corner of the map, above Swordfish Lake, we have ourselves another bunny. I wonder why there's a save point up there. This one, you're gonna most likely want the better bubble wand for, and you're gonna need the disc. If you don't have the disc, you should have it by now, but if you don't, make sure you have it. Above where the swordfish jumps out, there's a little passageway up here. Now, take a deep breath, guys. You got past the swordfish. Oh no. So in order to successfully get through this room, you have to practice the forward disc riding or the jumping disc ride technique, which does take a little bit of practice to get right, as you can see. Basically, you want to jump forward and throw the disc when you're at the height of your jump. If you time it correctly, then in mid-air, you're going to jump directly onto your disc. As you can see, you're going to have to do it twice in a row. And congratulations, that was the final bunny. What happens now? All right, so what is BDTP? Well, Bunny Data Transfer Protocol. Most likely. In programming, a nibble is 4 bits, so like 0010, and a crumb is 2 bits, so like 01. Because of the computer lingo, you might think that dir 0 and dir 1 stand for directory 0 and 1. But you would be wrong. Instead, they stand for direction 0 and direction 1. Huh? If you've gotten up to this point in the game yourself, you may have already realized that the sky infinitely loops upwards and downwards. However, some of us had a theory that there might be a Lost Woods type of puzzle up here, and guess what, guys? That was correct. And the way that we figured out which directions to travel in was by reading the ears of the bunnies. Billy Basso, the developer of this game, actually encoded information in the ear animations of all 16 of these bunnies. But figuring out the index is how we figure out which order these directions come in. I'm just gonna run across the bunny platform from left to right and give you that order right now. The index of the bunnies is 0, 9, 5, 1, 14, 13, 7, 2, 3, 6, 11, 12, 10, 15, 8, 4. And then, of course, the flag drawing on the blackboard gives us the hint that you begin at the flag. Are you ready? Let's go. Up. Left. Up. Left. Up. Right. Up. Up again. Left. Down. Left. Up. Up again. And up again. Right. Right again. Down. Right. Up. Up again. And up once more. Left. Down. Left. Up. Left. Up. Right. Right again. Right one more time. Up. And finally, left. And we find ourselves at a large structure floating hidden in the sky. The Bunny Temple, with quite ominous music playing. Why, hello there. Oh, wouldn't it be funny if it just ended right there? Deletes your save. So we're gonna travel through the digestive tract of this gigantic bunny, and then we pop out the other side. But wait, something feels different. And as I walk slowly to the precipice, it's then that I notice my blue eyes. Jumping into the air, I sprout wings. You gain the ability to transform into a moth and fly infinitely at high speed when you double jump. And it allows you to explore this world so much faster. Another jaw-dropping, mind-exploding moment in a game filled with jaw-dropping, mind-exploding moments. It's crazy. But this is not the end. In the next video, we'll be exploring even deeper. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. And hey, I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/FuryForged, and I have a Discord server also linked down below in the video description. Maybe I'll see you there. Happy well dwelling.